What is Cricut Infusible Ink? How do you use it? And how does it differ from iron-on? Let's talk about all of that up next. Before we dive into Infusible Ink, I wanted to remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure that bell icon is on. That way when we release a new video, or if we're live on YouTube, you should get a notification. Also remember, you can use the links in the description of this video to help support this channel and to use my exclusive Cricut coupon code. By using the code with these links, not only do you get 10% off and free shipping at $50, but it helps support our channel, in which we thank you. A few months ago, Cricut introduced their Infusible Ink product line, and it has taken the industry by storm. But what is Infusible Ink? How do you use it? How does it differ from iron-on and HTV? And what are the results like? In today's video, we're going to show you the entire Infusible Ink product line, from the transfer sheets to the blanks to the pens, how to use them in multiple projects, and how it sets it apart from HTV and or iron-on. Which is better? When would you use one over the other? We're going to cover that all in today's video. Let's first start with the Cricut Infusible Ink product line and what you can find using the links down below or in a store near you. The all-new Infusible Ink system delivers seamlessly smooth, professional quality transfers that become one with your material and last a lifetime. Because Infusible Ink heat transfers are permanently infused into your base material, they last as long as the project itself. No flaking, no peeling, no cracking, and no wrinkling ever. Are you ready for the magic? Watch as your designs bloom into sharp, vibrant colors. Create custom t-shirts with powerful pops of color, coasters so bright they leap off the table, and tote bags so amazing that they will never be called ordinary. No seams, no edges, no weight, no bulk. Nothing to distract you from the art. Every Infusible Ink project comes out perfectly smooth to the touch and with a perfect touch of you. The great thing about Infusible Ink is there's different ways to experience it. Cut any design using Infusible Ink transfer sheets, or create your own artwork using the Infusible Ink pens and markers. So, what will you infuse? With Infusible Ink, you can make exactly what you want, exactly the way you want to. Choose from a growing list of compatible blanks. Let's show you some projects. Here are some of the projects we've personally made with the Infusible Ink product line. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 projects, one project containing 2 ways to use Infusible Ink. Let's get started. For all the projects we're showing you, you can actually look for the links underneath the video. This will take you to a step-by-step written out instructions for all the projects. How to use Cricut Infusible Ink transfer sheets with Cricut Apparel blanks. Originally, I was going to voice over every step-by-step instruction on all of our projects, but it would make the video probably 3 hours. So Cricut has done a wonderful job writing out with photos step-by-step instructions on the Infusible Ink products and all their different blanks. So I encourage you to check below in our description for every single step-by-step instructions, and then you can follow along with us in the video. A couple things I will mention is always cut away your extra material. We spend a lot of money on our Infusible Ink products, and you want to save that. Now, when you store this Infusible Ink, put it back in its original black packaging with that moisture packet. This will make sure your Infusible Ink stays fresh and you do not accidentally ruin it. Also, super big tip, make sure to always use a lint roller. Very, very important. A lint roller should not be skipped because it can affect the way your Infusible Ink project turns out. Just look at the results. How amazing is that? How to use Infusible Ink pens and markers on Cricut Apparel blanks. So this, we will show you the exact same process. However, this time we are using the Cricut Infusible pens and markers to put on an apparel blank. So a couple of tips on this I wanted to mention is, number 1, use laser copy paper. This is what Cricut recommends, and it truly does make a difference. Make sure that you are mirroring your designs, and you can use multiple colors of pen. Just make sure you tell Design Space what color you're using. Once you've done that, you can actually color in your designs using a marker. Now, if you're going to do this, make sure to put another piece of laser paper under that so it does not bleed through. So make sure to follow the step-by-step instructions down in the video for this and have fun, because this project turned out stunning. Just look at that. For our next project, we're actually going to do a tote and show you how to use infusible ink transfers and pens in one project. Now, both of the instructions are down below how to use the tote with the transfer sheets and the pens. But in this project, we're going to show you both. We're going to do one side with the transfer sheet, one side with the pens. However, doing this, we did learn a few things, and I cannot stress it enough to follow the instructions from Cricut because they give you amazing tips. One of them is make sure your hands and your area are free of moisture. Obviously, if you have oil on your hands or wet hands, that can harm your transfer sheets. Also, if you're drinking water, make sure the glass you are using does not have any water moisture because it will drip on your transfer sheets and this will do damage. The other thing is make sure to use butcher paper when you are pressing. Butcher paper is included with transfer sheets, but depending on how big your project is, you might need a bigger piece of butcher paper to cover the entire heating plate of your Easy Press. Now would be the time to preheat your Cricut Easy Press and or iron if you're using that. Now, Cricut has an amazing heat guide that will walk you through everything you need to know. You can choose what you're using. If it's an Easy Press or whatever, Easy Press 1 or 2, you choose your material. Is it infusible ink, transfer sheets, or infusible ink pens? Not only does it give you your temperatures, but it gives you all of your layers of your matte and butcher paper and laser paper. Everything is stacked there visually so you can see it. Speaking about the stack and what to do, make sure when you are pressing it, if you're using your Cricut Easy Press or iron, you want to make sure that stack is still. Do not move around the Easy Press or the iron because this can give you a mirrored image. Also, it is important if your design separates from the liner and remains on the blank, remove it with tweezers. Do not use your fingers like I did because you will get a ghosting or marbling effect. And I also learned to never reuse my butcher paper for another project because sometimes you get a very light ghost effect on your new project. So why are we taking our cuts and making them into a puzzle? Well, this is actually the solution to one of the biggest questions I get, and that is, how can I use multiple infusible ink transfer sheets to create one design? Well, you can with the slice and set method. You see, the problem is layering more than one infusible ink transfer sheet will cause the colors to blend where they overlap, and multiple applications of heat may cause infusible ink designs to fade. Instead, use the slice and set method. The instructions are down below in the description. This will allow multiple transfer sheets onto one liner. That way, when you transfer it, you're only doing a single application of heat and getting the perfect results. It's time to move on to coasters. We'll first start with how to use infusible ink transfer sheets with Cricut ceramic coasters. Now, coasters are one of my favorite things to make with infusible ink. I think it is so fun and amazing. Now, on this one, we are going to be using the infusible ink transfer sheets, and we're going to cut out a design and put on our ceramic coasters. A couple things that I did want to note in this is if you have the larger Cricut Easy Press, you can actually press multiple coasters at the same time. This way, it saves you a little bit of time. Also, ceramic coasters do take a very long time when heating. So do not freak out when you are heating these because I did. I was like, this seems awfully long, and it is. Make sure that when you are using any kind of pokey tool to remove your negative parts, to be very careful. If you nick the infusible ink, sadly, that can damage the ink part. You saw Sean there, make sure that it is completely dry. Because we are not using a lint roller, we just wanted to make sure to wipe it down so this way we have a nice clean surface. And now we're going to press it with our Cricut Easy Press. Now, if we had the large, which is, the big mama 12 by 10, you can do up to 4 to 6 coasters. The only thing I really want to stress is let them cool. They are extremely hot, so do not try to remove it right away or handle them. You will burn yourself. Next up, we're going to show you how to use the infusible ink pens and markers with the Cricut square coaster blanks. Remember, every project we are showing does have step-by-step instructions with photos from Cricut that I've linked in the description so you can follow along with our project. Now, these are the square coasters that have a cork backing, and we're using laser paper. We're drawing with the fine tip black pen and then using the Cricut markers to color in. Now, this is a great way to get kids involved with Infusible Ink. You can draw out an outline, have them color it in, and then we just follow the instructions to press. Now, they're not as thick as the ceramic coasters, so they're not going to take as long to heat, but you do still want to follow all of the instructions that we have provided you down below. You see Sean using that weird looking tape. This is the Infusible Ink transfer tape. Make sure to use this when doing anything with Infusible Ink because it will not transfer onto your design. If you use other tape, you have the ability where it will actually transfer and damage your design. So make sure to get some of that if you're going to purchase Infusible Ink. It is very much needed for these projects. This is where Infusible Ink for me really does come alive because imagine all the things you can do. You could have a little kid draw something with the pens and then have it colored in and then give that as a Christmas gift to grandparents or aunts and uncles, and they truly did make it, and the colors are so vibrant. I just love this product. Since Infusible Ink is such a new product, I wanted to show you some tips, tricks, and how to fix mistakes. It's extremely important to keep all of your packaging with your Infusible Ink. Now, I'm going to show you some of our Infusible Ink. This is the black, and it actually looks brown because it will be brighter when you press it. We were drinking water, and our mug dripped water all over it, and now that Infusible Ink where you see those little white dots has been completely eliminated. So if you press it, you're going to see those dots. So be very careful with moisture. Make sure your hands are dry. Make sure there's no oil. If you're drinking water or anything, make sure it doesn't drip anywhere on those transfer sheets. Once again, we spend a lot of money. We want to make sure it is lasting as long as we can. As I mentioned earlier, you want to keep all of your packaging. So let's open an Infusible Ink and show you what they give you. Of course, you have the box. The Infusible Ink is in this black packaging, and you get this moisture element and butcher paper. You want to keep all of this because that black packaging is what's protecting your Infusible Ink transfers, and that moisture is keeping all the moisture out. So when you are done using it, package it up just like that. Cricut's done an amazing job making sure we have all the information and answers for Infusible Ink. You can take a look at their troubleshooting FAQs, which basically talks about why does my project have blue dots on it? What is ghosting? What is marbling? Why do I press marks on my projects? And they do a great job on answering these. Cricut's even taken it one step further by giving us the unwanted transfer effects and how to avoid them. Each section gives you an explanation of what the unwanted effect is, what it looks like, and how to avoid it. These effects can include blue specks, press marks, ghosting, marbling, and more. Check the links down below for all of these, and it will take you right to this section. So I know that was a lot of information and a lot of projects, but I have to say Infusible Ink is pretty amazing. Here's all the projects we made during this video, hence why I couldn't give you step-by-step verbal instructions. So you really do want to check out those links to get the step-by-step instructions because you can make items just like this in minutes with Infusible Ink products. It's no mystery why people are freaking out over Infusible Ink. This product line is producing stunning results. Whether you use the Cricut Infusible Ink transfer sheets or the pens, you're able to make amazing, vibrant, beautiful projects on t-shirts, coasters, totes, pretty much any polyester blend, you're going to be able to experience Infusible Ink. Hopefully in today's video, you got to see exactly what the product line is, how to use it, how it's different from iron-on and or HTV. Don't forget, we showed you 5 amazing projects, and you can see all of the projects down below in the link. This will take you to Cricut's website, where it gives you step-by-step instructions on how to complete all of these projects. You will also find some tips and tricks and links down there for any questions you had on Infusible Ink and where people get stuck on the projects the most. All of those can be found below in the description of this video. You can also find all of the links to everything we used in the video, from the transfer sheets to the pens to the blanks and all of my other favorite things to use with Infusible Ink. Don't forget, by using those links, With my coupon code, you can get 10% off and free shipping, and you will be helping support this channel. Well, I hope today's video answered all your questions. If you have any other questions, leave it for us down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Make sure that bell icon is on. Take a look at our Patreon where you can help support this channel, and make sure to take a look at our sister channel, our Chalk Couture Ken's Creations channel. We also might think you might enjoy some of these videos, so go ahead and click one of those options on your screen, and thanks for watching. Bye everyone.